Did you know that if you're using a stock OEM keyboard that your game performance is suffering? That's right. Studies show that using an old-fashioned keyboard can lead to bad aim, sluggish reaction time, wrist fatigue, carpal tunnel syndrome, and even death. Worse yet, the latest studies show that 1 in 4 people playing with a stock keyboard is not really a gamer at all. That's right, you might not be a real gamer. I could be a fake gamer. Oh, Save yourself from shame and embarrassment. Buy a real gaming keyboard from Aula today. This video brought to you by Aula. Well, hello there all. Retr0Rob here, and welcome to Retr0Rob Plays Everything. Today we're taking a look at the F108 Pro keyboard sent to me by Aula. It's mechanical, it's wireless in multiple ways, and it's got a little screen. That's good microphone work. It's got a little screen on it, so kind of interesting. Let's take a look at the specs. All right, and here we are with the Aula F108 Pro wireless mechanical keyboard. Look at that description. I love how they just pack keywords into these, but wireless mechanical keyboard with screen and knob. Hot swappable gaming keyboard with 8,000 milliamp battery. Pre-lubed switches. RGB backlit PBT, which it's a pretty boy toy keycaps. I know because I was one at one point. You know, I'm a kept man. You know, my wife paid. No, I have to work, unfortunately. But I do tell her I want to be a kept man. Anyway, creamy sounding computer keyboards, for whatever that means, 104 keys, which means it's a full-size keyboard. This is the color that I picked. I thought it was a special for Halloween, but I might be wrong about that. But, yeah. I think it's really pretty. Another thing I do want to show you, though, real quick before we go on, is I want to show you this guy. Notice how the key labels are on the front of this keyboard. Not the one I bought, but this version of this keyboard. Now, don't worry, I'll link all this out. I really like that, and I'm going to tell you, I cannot be the only person who's seen this, but I have a coworker. She utterly destroys keyboards. She is... I am not kidding. She is the destroyer of keycaps. Like all the letters down the center row are utterly destroyed, and it's on a Mac, and that's not like a really well. The action of the keyboard isn't amazing, but the actual keyboard quality is pretty good. So this would resolve that issue, I think. So if you have somebody who chews up keyboards, there you go. Not like with their mouths. Can't eat them. But anyway, it does come in a lot of different colors, as you can see. But, you know, I think mine's the best. For sure. Just get that one. No, I'm kidding. Look at that one. That's pretty sweet, too. It was among the options. They let me pick. So, anyway, where am I at? Smart, discrete, and multifunction knob. It's got a TFT color display screen. They don't say the resolution of it, which can be used as an interactive interface for real-time updating and customization. It can actually load up custom GIF images, so we'll try that out. I'll have to hook it up to my PC, not my Mac, because that works on PC only. But it's got a multifunction knob, designed to make it easy to switch and update images, volume, date, and time, battery status, backlight, and connection modes. And that, I guess, would be a friendlier way to do it. You know how usually you got to memorize some key combinations to do it? And I show those in my videos a lot. This one, apparently, you just do it with the knob. So we'll test that. That'd be really great. Tri-mode connection. It supports Bluetooth 5, 2.4 gigahertz wireless, and USB-C wired connectivity. The reason why a lot of these gaming keyboards do 2.4 gigahertz is because it's faster. It's not as reliable of a connection as Bluetooth is. It's not as resilient. because things tend to sit on that band. However, it is much faster than Bluetooth. The fastest, of course, being USB-C wired, which I need it because I'm such an amazing game. No, at 50, I'm going to tell you what, you could probably, you could probably just, I could call somebody and tell them which keys to hit. That's about how fast I am these days. Anyway, hot swappable custom keyboard. The not just the key tops, but the actual keys can be replaced, which is really nice. These use, I think they're called the rainy keys, which there's a couple different options in keys, but this one only comes with the rainy keys, so that's the only one I can demo, and I'll do like the sound for it. Let's see what else. What else do I have to say about keys? Oh, they're linear, which means that there isn't like when you press them down, there isn't like a click sound until you actually hit the bass. The only click you're going to hear is when you hit the base of the key. So that's, you can type quieter that way if you need to. I like to just smack it. I'm bringing this sucker to work. That's my big plan with it, because it's just annoying as heck. I'm great to work next to. Anyway, anything to say about this? Nope. Full-size keyboard. That's pretty obvious there. 2-color injection molded PBT keycaps are more durable without fading, sweat-proof, and soft to the touch. That's interesting. It's got a built-in 8,000 milliamp high-capacity battery. And, of course, it does have RGB backlight and programmable software, and we'll be going over that during this. 16.8 million RGB colors, which I think is actually the standard, but still, I'm not going to complain. I got a keyboard that actually only had white. It's the backlight. It's a gaming keyboard, but it could do patterns. It was like really weird. I don't think I covered it on this channel. Anyway, there's the rainy switches, by the way, if you want more data on the rainy switches. And I think that's really all I have to say. We should probably open this thing up. I've taken off the wrapper, but I have not opened it. Just saying. Here we go. I don't know, can you hear the dogs? They're like both snoring. Anyway, because they've been roughing up the house all day. Here we go. There's some box right there, eh? Most Wisconsin thing I'm going to say today. Dare, hey. There we go. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. All right. Got a nice plastic cover here. Got this guy. Here's the keyboard. Ooh, it's heavy. Dude, this thing. Wow. It is, wait. Can I get this all in view? Yeah. It's pretty heavy. Ooh, wait. Let me get this close up. That's a nice sound. It sounds pretty good. Anyway, there's the keyboard itself. Dial. Nothing on the front. Nothing on this side. Oop, nothing on this side. I'm way too close to this. You got these feet. They're 2-stage. So you can bring it up low like that. Or high. On the back, we got an off-on button. Type-C connector, and when you want to go for that 2.4 gigahertz, right there. Not bad. All right. And we'll do a better view of this in a minute, but there it is, powered on. And I'm going to guess it comes with a cable. Ooh. Okay. USB-C cable
pretty normal. I think it's like a 5 or 6 footer. Quality's okay. It doesn't crush. It's nothing amazing. Nothing to write home about. Way to throw it on there. Key puller. Spare keys. And there we go. And I'm going to play around with this for a little while and then show you more. All right, so first things first, this thing starts up in Chinese, so let's take care of that real quick. I've turned the keyboard on. I'm going to scroll through right there. Oop, shoot, missed it. There, boom, we're now in English. Pretty easy, right? When installing the software, you may get this message. In fact, I almost guarantee you will get this message. If the yes is grayed out, show more details, and then you can hit yes. Note that this is a warning saying that this is unsigned software. So do with that information what you will, but know what you're doing, okay? And here we are with the Aula F108 Pro software. Note that at this time it's only available in Windows. So if you have a Mac like I do, you're out of luck on the programming software. That doesn't mean you can't do some settings changes, but it does mean you lose access to the software. So if in the future it gets released and you're watching this video and you know it did, let me know in the comments down below so that everybody in the future can benefit from that. Anyway, configs. So basically all the settings down below can be saved in a config file, and you can delete configs, of course. You can add new configs, you can edit your existing ones, but most importantly, you can export a config and import a config. So if you really like your friend's keyboard config and he's got one of these, he can export it to you and you can pull it into this one. Pretty neat. I mean, not a necessary feature, but I like it. Next, of course, you got the macro file area. It's fairly okay. I haven't played with it much because I don't tend to use these, so I wouldn't know what a really good one looks like anyway, but note that you can record macros. Next, these are the standard lighting modes. So you've got a whole bunch of different ones, and I'll be going through these later. I'll play some music and just kind of scroll through them because you can use the scroll wheel here to do that. Next, we have got the GIF screen mode. So the screen, wait, if I go up here, you see the little screen? It can apply custom GIFs. So you can download a GIF, use the importer down here at the bottom. Notice how it's lighting up orange. And it will convert it to the proper frame rate automatically. It'll warn you, but it'll tell you but it'll convert it anyway. And then you can upload it to the keyboard. Pretty cool. So I've got a Retr0Rob logo on mine now. This is custom lighting modes. You can program your own lighting modes, which is really cool. So if I want WASD to always be green, I can program that. Note that this, of course, supersedes these. So I've got this mode on now, so I'm not going to bother with it at this point. I've played with it a little bit. It's nice to have WASD, a different color, but I can live with or without it. Same goes with this, real-time lighting modes. You can customize these. These are the customizable ones. It's kind of nice that you can do this instead of like constantly editing the default coloring modes here. So it's a good feature. Okay, last part. English is the language you want. I already showed you how to change it on the keyboard itself, but just note you can change the language here. Automatically start the software. And then you got key response time. This is important in case you change the keys on here because you can customize this keyboard. You can change its key response settings, which actually can matter. And then of course sleep time. So if you're on battery, how long will it stay awake before it goes to sleep? Back to here. There are music effects. So I can play music and have the keyboard respond to the music. Something to note, you need the software to do this. You can't just tell it, hey, I want you to be in music mode all the time and have it do it. This software has to be loaded. So that means it's a feature that you can't use on the Mac. All right. What I'm going to leave you with is this freaking awesome mode, because I think it's really cool.
He's got a joystick in his hand, sweat dripping from his brow. Missed that jump for the 10th time, he's still going somehow. Every boss fight's a disaster, every level's a mess, but he's grinding through the games, won't settle for less. Retr0Rob, he's a legend in his mind. Can't aim, can't dodge, but he's one of a kind. No skill, no problem, he'll just press start again. Cause Retr0Rob can't lose, he's too stubborn to quit. Cause Retr0Rob can't lose, he's too stubborn to quit. Retr0Rob can't lose, he's too stubborn to quit. He's stuck on stage 1, and it's been a week. His thumbs are sore, his reflexes bleak. But rage quit, nah, that's not his style. He'll beat this game, it might just take a while. Call him stubborn, call him cursed. Every playthrough is the worst. But when the credits roll, you'll see his grin. The bad gamer finally got the win. Retr0Rob, he's a legend in his mind. Can't aim, can't dodge, but he's one of a kind. No skill, no problem, he'll just press start again. Cause Retr0Rob can't lose, he's too stubborn to quit.
Here's how to connect the keyboard with the wireless adapter. First, look on the back and pull out the adapter itself and turn your keyboard on. Then plug in the USB adapter to your laptop or desktop or whatever. There we go, right there. Now, I'm going to bring the screen up here and I'm going to show you something. It's now on. And I want to switch to connect. And I'll switch it over to the picture of the adapter. And then I'm going to make sure I got the right system. Windows in this case. And I will say hi. There we go. Perfection. Okay, Bluetooth connection. This works about the same in each OS. Basically, just search for Bluetooth. You know, search is pretty good at finding that no matter what operating system. Hit add device. Of course, make sure it's on. Hang in here for a second because you want to turn on the keyboard, right? Now, I'm going to get to system. Make sure you're set to the correct OS first. Then connect over to Bluetooth. There's 3 Bluetooth items you can connect to. I'm starting with 1. Press and hold until it says pairing. See that? Now that it's pairing, you'll see it. And there we go. It's connected. So say you don't have the F108 programming software handy, well guess what? You can still change the colors on your keyboard by going over to Effect. And you can scroll through the different effects. And I'll show you these in the next segment. So maybe you like the effect here. Let's get an effect that's working. There we go. Without me pressing the keyboard. So I like this effect, but I don't like the color. Well, I can switch over to color here and I can change it to green. So now it's all in green. Pretty cool. Except for the button that's telling me I'm programming, but that's okay. Brightness, you can dim it. The battery will last longer, obviously. Speed. Check this out. Slow this down a little. Okay, that's the slowest. And there's the fastest. Just booking. Set it back down. I like it around 40. That's it. Let me show you some of the lighting modes. I'll just play some music in the background or something. Hi, I'm Rob and welcome to Keyboard Sounds ASMR. Oh, yes. They sound amazing. Let's take a nap. In case you're wondering whether you can actually play a game with it when you're done playing with the lights, yes, of course you can. I like that it's got a fairly short throw, which my standard keyboard that I use most of the time has a pretty long throw. That, of course, is a matter of personal preference, but actually I like that quite a bit more. Get out of here. This game can be brutal. Come on. And man, you start out so weak every run. It's kind of a... This is a rogue-like-ish game. Come on, go. He needs to die. Oh, jerks. Alright, this guy's a little bit easier to deal with. There we go. Get his little babies. Haha! Done. Alright. Let's wrap things up. Alright, final thoughts about the Aula F108 Pro keyboard. And I'm sorry, my eye's going to cut off a couple times because I've got a lot of notes on this. Let's start with the positives. The number one thing that it's got going for it is appearance. I think it looks great. The color of mine I absolutely love. In fact, I don't think I've liked a color scheme better than this orange, gray, and black color scheme on this thing. It's beautiful. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. You can get it in other colors too if you like, but you're wrong if you pick any of the other colors. You just are. I'm sorry. I'm also going to mention that the backlight options are almost insane. There's, I think it was 19 different backlight options, you know, if you count off. That's just built in. That's if you don't customize anything, and it's likely going to have something that you like in it. They're really cool. The other thing I'm going to mention is something that everybody that I have shown this to has mentioned. It is very heavy.
It feels very durable. It is, I think it's my heaviest keyboard now. And my keychain here, this sucker's actually got a metal frame on it. And this is heavier than it. It weighs more than it. And that's not a negative. I guess if you put it in a backpack, that's a negative, but it's a definite positive. It feels like a brick. I like the dual height feet. It's got those adjustable feet where you can, actually, technically it's 3. You know, you got them all folded up, and then you got a mid-size one or a mid-height one, and then you got a tall one. And that's pretty cool. I like that. Actually, my keychain has that too, but that was the first time I'd seen it before this one. The keys sound really nice when you're typing. I just love the sound of them. I'm not going to, I don't want to accidentally hit them, but, you know, listen to that section. It just sounds great. That kind of dull, really nice. It's customizable. You can replace the keys and the keycaps to whatever you'd like. I think I'm going to look for some Mac keys for this so I can use it as my full-time keyboard. That's how much I like it. I mean, I really want to swap out the keys and have the right keys. The software, if you have a PC, is very easy to use. I would say I spent less time monkeying with it to get what I wanted than I think I've ever spent on keyboard software. That said, that's not a huge compliment because keyboard software is notoriously bad, but this isn't bad at all. It's completely acceptable. Speaking of acceptable, the battery life is acceptable. It's going to vary super greatly on if you have all your lights on, how much typing you do, how much gaming you do. I mean, I hate talking about battery life in these because of that. Your mileage is definitely going to vary. It just depends on how much you're using the lights and all those other variables that are in there. The negatives, there's not a lot, but there are a few. Note that the software is only for the PC, and on the PC, it's unsigned software, so you're going to have to go through that little approval process to allow it to run. There's no Mac software. I know I just mentioned that a moment ago, but it bears to be said twice. There's no Mac software, so that means that really cool music mode that I showed you, not going to happen on your Mac. Sorry. The other thing I think would be nice is if they threw in a couple of Mac keys for it. Many keyboards that have a Mac mode will make it so you can pop off the Windows keys and just put Mac alternative keys in there, and that would have been nice. They would have done it. But other than that, I mean, this thing's under $100. So for that range, I gotta say, it's a big thumbs up. It's a really nice keyboard. I'm pleasantly surprised. I want to thank you very much for watching this. If you were pleasantly surprised by how good this video was, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and ring that bell. I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.
Retr0Rob was a gaming flop. Couldn't land a jump or make a shot. Button mashed like a toddler's play. He'd lose every game by the break of day. But then he found his magic brew. Foamy golden power too. He's Retr0Rob the Gamerman. Cracks a beer and makes a stand. Pixel fists and a joystick plan. Retr0Rob the Gaming Man. Chugged a pint and his eyes went wide. Thumbs of steel and a player's pride. 8-bit baddies all ran for the hills. Rob's on fire and he's got mad skills. With every sip he saves the world. Buttons blazing, flags unfurled. He's Retr0Rob the Gamerman. Cracks a beer and makes a stand. Pixel fists and a joystick plan. Retr0Rob the Gaming Man. He's Retr0Rob the Gamerman. Cracks a beer and makes a stand. Pixel fists and a joystick plan. Retr0Rob